Hi, I'm Cryy, ex-mmorpg YouTuber and someone with little to no experience in the game ESO, and today I'm here with my friend Kris, also known by the username ecritecity, a active ESO player and 8-year veteran, and also someone who's making me a little uncomfortable with their hood at the moment. Someone's making me a little uncomfortable. Yeah, you mind removing that? If you notice that I'm like looking down, it's because I do have a notepad, because trying to just go off the top of the head with this shit in a room full of friends is not working for me. He somehow got us into this event in Vegas. It's an ESO event. I don't really know much about it, but the dynamic here is new player, someone unfamiliar with the game, veteran. So we'll be attending this together, and I just think like having my thoughts on the event versus his, and also the fact that he invited me to this, I felt would be a good opportunity to bring you guys something cool to the channel. And I'm gonna let him explain what we're going to, because I don't know too much about it.
Yeah, so we won this Twitter raffle for tickets to go see the new Necrom chapter release for ESO. They're just having their 9-year anniversary right now. It's the first time they've ever done an in-person event. So there's only 300 people, and then plus one's going, so it's like a pretty small, intimate kind of thing. 2-day event. First day we'll be seeing the chapter live stream, maybe getting to play the new class, not too sure, meet and greet with the devs. They got some raffles and giveaways and stuff, and then they're doing a second day at a barcade as well, so that could be a little bit of fun.
So wait, second day is at a barcade, meaning we drink alcohol and play the game, or just like we're drinking and they're doing another presentation or something?
Honestly,
you don't know?
No idea.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
No clue.
And then you said they're doing a chapter reveal tomorrow, so I'm guessing tomorrow will be like some kind of E3 presentation like thing where we sit in the audience and they're like, this is the new area that's coming to ESO or some shit like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, they teased the new class already, and then I don't think we know too much about what's coming out, so it'll be pretty fun to see what they have planned for the rest of the year.
And the new class is the Arcanist, right?
Yeah, Arcanist, yeah.
Arcanist, Arcanist, Arcanist. I'm saying it in different ways, so if anyone down there is getting triggered, what the fuck? So as someone who's played the game for 8 years, are you excited for this? How are you feeling?
I'm pretty excited. It's strange that it's the first time they've ever done an event, so the actual event portion of it, don't know how to feel about it, but I think it'll be cool to see a new class for once. It's been a few years since they really released any new actual class. They had said in the past that they kind of weren't planning on doing that for a while, and a lot of people thought that they would never make this class, so that's I think what most of us are excited about.
This isn't like a test question, but how many classes are in the game? Because I don't even know.
So there's a Templar, Warden, Dragon Knight, Nightblade, and Nightblade.
I'm testing him.
Right?
I'm testing his ESO knowledge. Is he really a veteran, or is he a fake ass bitch?
I'm a fake ass guy that plays one class for 8 years.
Oh, you're a one trick pony.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, dude. That's me and fucking every MMO usually. Okay. 6.
Yeah.
He thinks there's 6, but
I think there's 6 classes. Yeah. Actual veteran here, of course. Yeah.
I know you're not asking, but I'm just gonna tell you how I feel about this event. I can't say that like I am excited, not just because I'm not an active ESO player, but because I don't really play MMOs these days at all. I don't know if I've posted a video discussing it, but my life is a lot different than it used to be, and I don't really have that time anymore, which sucks. It's kind of depressing, but I'm not dreading going to this event. Like, the opportunity to go to me still seems cool as fuck. So this is actually one of the reasons that I decided to come back to YouTube temporarily, was to vlog this experience and show you guys whatever the fuck we get into. I don't know how much we can record, if there's gonna be like NDA, if we can record the presentation or things like that, but if we're allowed to show some cool shit, then you'll be seeing this video. And another thing, I know people in the comments or just people watching this video are gonna think this shit's sponsored, because I've never really made a video like this where it's like, I'm going to Bethesda and I'm gonna show you Bethesda, but then just sucking Bethesda's meat. It is Bethesda, right?
It is Bethesda, yeah. ZeniMax, Bethesda, Microsoft now.
Yeah, this is not sponsored by Bethesda or ZeniMax or the official company. It's just an event we got invited to, so if for some reason I thought it was dog shit or whatever, like there's no filter here.
So how much experience do you have with ESO so far? I know you played it before.
Good question, ecritecity. So I played ESO for the first time on YouTube a few years ago when I was actively making videos, and I just like had the idea to cover something that I haven't covered before. Obviously, if anyone watching this is familiar with my channel, you know I only cover like Eastern games and anime and like waifus and shit. I never really dived into the Western medieval type games. I played ESO just to kind of do something different. Yeah, so that's the only time I played ESO. I made a few videos on it and did like some first impressions, but I did enjoy the game so much that I made a few videos on it. And also just those videos were really successful, so I could see that people enjoyed them, and I was like, all right, maybe I should keep doing this. But I didn't like play off of YouTube much. I mean, at most, maybe I put in like 60 hours. So on a scale of an mmorpg player, that's like nothing. In the last couple years I've been off YouTube, I haven't really played any MMOs. So I don't have much experience with Elder Scrolls. I couldn't name any of the DLCs. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, I feel it. Well, when you were playing, what class did you play?
That's kind of embarrassing because I cannot remember. I remember throwing lightning bolts. That's about it.
You're a Sork.
I don't know, man, because I never play Sorks in any game. Like I always go for the melee class. But I remember throwing lightning. I remember throwing lightning bolts, and I remember making like raps about it.
Okay.
Like there were little rap segments in the video, and I was throwing a lightning bolt.
I'm putting money on Sorcerer.
If it was Sorcerer, I'm fucking surprised. Like I'm actually surprised if that's what I played.
So you're always like a rogue with like a big
yeah,
sword or
exactly,
like that.
exactly. Rogue or something with a great sword.
Well, what did you like about the game then when you were playing? Even if you can't remember what you were playing.
This is like kind of like the weird thing is that I have no complaints about it. I remember when I played ESO, I was like, holy shit, like this is just a all-around good game, at least from someone who didn't make it to end game, someone who's not a veteran, so I can't be like, well, the company fucking sucks, it's pay to win. Like I didn't dive that deep, but on a surface level, I thought it was like a really good MMO. It was just, I didn't have the time. I had so many other games to cover, and because of that, like I didn't stick with it. But if I had the time, didn't have other shit to cover, I could see myself like just actively playing it. The only thing, like the only itch that it didn't scratch is the anime lover, like the weeaboo inside of me that wants like some cool anime looking shit. But I don't really have any complaints about the game. Like as a fan of Skyrim and shit, if I want that experience, then I play it in first person. If I wanted to play it solo, like it was a good solo type game as well. But yeah, overall I enjoyed ESO. And this just sounds like I'm sucking the game's meat. Are you sure this isn't sponsored, bro? I'm sucking the game's meat openly, like, cause it was cool, it was fun. What if this is one of those moments where we go to this event, I see the new DLC and shit, and I'm like, wow, like that looks fucking sick. Now I'm gonna go home and re-download ESO and play it like actively. That'd be cool. Just don't got that kind of time anymore, but will I make that time? Will I try my best to? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, half the reason I'm dragging him to this event is because I've been trying to get this guy to play it again. So hopefully he likes the event, or at least is hooked for this chapter here, and I can get him on the game for a little bit here.
We'll see, we'll see. Yeah, I guess that's it. We're gonna hit the road and then bring you. we're gonna leave out in the morning, and I guess I'll just record the experience. See you in like
a few hours.
Yeah, see you in a few hours. At Critique. Oh, where are we?
We're at the HyperX Arena at the Luxor. Going to the ESO convention.
I hate Vegas. Wow, looks pretty cool in here. We're in line right now. How many people would you say?
Just get a little peek around the corner. I'm guessing we're like probably 100th in line right now, I want to say.
100?
Merch or some swag up here?
Like free backpacks? You did?
I did hear that. Hello, how's it going?
Hi there.
Hey,
so on your gold wristband,
okay,
you'll see a giveaway ticket. Go ahead and help each other tear that off.
Let's go.
Tear mine off, please.
All right. Thanks, you guys. And you'll check in for a time to play your game on the left.
Awesome.
Okay,
thank you.
Okay. Sounds good.
Very bad at drawing a game, and I try. I love it. It's beautiful.
What exactly is the Elder Scroll?
Does anyone know?
Oh, okay. So,
I mean, someone probably does, but I don't know.
I thought maybe that symbol, like the Ouroboros symbol, was like the Elder Scroll or something. I don't know. This merch is sick though. Long banners you can like hang up in your room or something. It's kind of cool. Well, I feel like we gotta grab something. Like maybe I'll get a couple of these tees, I think.
You have to sign up for our little playtest.
Sign up for a playtest?
Playtest, yeah. I'm good for the earliest time possible, bro. I want to get in there.
So I could do 240 for you if you want to do that,
yeah,
bro.
Let's do 240, man.
You need 2 seats?
2 seats, yes, sir.
Yeah, you get a text message to your phone around that time. Just meet upstairs, check in, you should be all set, bro.
And then, that's actually his voice actor.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sick. Okay. We definitely need a photo.
Dude, I love the beanie.
Thank you. Yep, since it came out.
Okay, me too.
I've been addicted to Elder Scrolls since Oblivion.
Hell yeah. Very cool. I'm right there with you, bro. Very nice. Are you on PC or console?
I'm on PlayStation. If they had allowed like cross saves or cross progression, I might have moved to PC by now, but I have too much like invested in PlayStation that I don't want to switch over.
I feel that, man. I swapped to PC last year after 6 or 7 years on PlayStation, and it's brutal. He's a Cthulhu man over there.
Do we even know who this creature is yet?
We'll see on the screen in a second.
So this Cthulhu-looking creature is going to be in the DLC, I think, or the new expansion, and this is the voice actor for it. I'm just going to get Kris. A photo of Kris with the voice actor. I don't really feel worthy or deserving of this image as someone who doesn't know much about Elder Scrolls, but I'm here for the ride.
Wes, what's your name? Kris, nice to meet you. What you got on your shirt there? I was gonna give you a All right, listen.
Oh, I like it. Come review it real quick. Hey, you made it.
Oh, they have ESO themed drinks.
ESO themed drinks?
The Arcanist Domain and the White Gold Fashion.
Oh.
We're getting one of those.
Okay.
The White Gold Fashion.
That's not a glass of a drink. That's a
No, that's my souvenir.
Is it? Why'd you fucking do that, man?
Because I'm a horrible person.
You gotta get it now. Let's get our drinks first. Yeah. Let's look at the benefits to this glass breaking. My bag is lighter. Also, when opening the bag that they gave us, I realized that there was like a cool mug in there. So really, I didn't even need to buy this glass. So that's okay. It's only 20, 25 bucks.
I'm gonna come back victorious with a second cup, and then you're gonna have 1.5 cups.
True.
Our upstairs, there's 3 different rooms, so please just make sure you sign up for a spot and have a chance to play. We do want to note that this is a preview build of Necrom, so it's about a month and a half old. So please just bear in mind it's not complete and final. You might notice some bugs or some things missing. You will have a chance to try Necrom on the PTS very soon. That's it. Have a great time. And
the presentation starts in 9 minutes, so the goal right now is to stand in line at the bar, get some alcohol within 9 minutes, sit my ass back down, relax, watch the presentation. Let's get some
bevs.
Yeah, let's get some drinks. Dedication. Bro is on the Twitch stream, waiting for his drop.
We ready?
You play the game, you bring Tamriel to life, you give us your feedback, whether we want to hear it or not. Next year is ESO's 10th anniversary year, and we also have a brand new class. The first one since 2019.
We have a jam-packed show for both veteran and newcomers alike. We're going to be giving you all the details on the Necrom class, the Arcanist.
Arcanist.
We'll talk about the new. Just have to make sure that your ESO and Twitch accounts are linked. And for everybody here, we'll make sure that you also get it. I can't wait. All right, so now let's kick things off.
We love this, and if it weren't for you all, we wouldn't be here. So thank you so much.
Entire chapter preview, but afterwards we're going to go offline, and then we'll have a bunch of panels and activities for everybody here at the ESO celebration. We have a jam-packed.
Secrets. But there is a price to be paid when calling upon the unknown. Sometimes the unknown answers.
I feel like I would do it a lot, just for the immersion.
They're adorable, I know, right?
The story of the Tome Shell is great because it was so organic. It was just someone's kitchen.
Exactly.
Oh, true. After the presentation, when the live stream went down, they did make an announcement that basically said the rest of this event is just for you guys, but you can't record. So basically it's like NDA, whatever we're gonna do going forward, I can't record.
But we're free to talk about it, they said.
Yeah, we're free to talk about it though. So right now we're just, I guess, gonna share our thoughts on the event, and then we're going to go get hands-on with a new class and with a new story, new zone or something. We get like 25 minutes to play. It's 2:20 and we're going to be playing at 2:40. That's when we signed up. We'll have more thoughts to share after that, but how did you feel about it?
Honestly, I was super hyped that they were showing that there was a new trial coming out too. We didn't get to see too much of that, so in our playtest, I'm hoping I can jump like in there and see what that is, and then just mess around with the new class. Like, it was the first time they showed all the abilities too, which was pretty interesting. And I guess they were saying you could play it as like a tank, healer, or DPS, which is kind of different, and that's kind of along the lines of what they normally do. But this is the first time I feel like it's been like super dedicated each time.
Okay.
Into each of that too, and they had a new point system where you could spin a crux that they were talking about too. So we'll go see what that's about too in the playtest.
I don't know if in this video I'm going to edit a lot of the stuff that we heard during the live stream in the video, because it's just kind of counterintuitive. Like, you can just go to the live stream and watch it. But one thing they said that I wasn't able to record, because at first I was just like recording what the screen was showing, but I was like, you know, you guys can see that already. So I wanted to show our reaction in case there was anything crazy. I didn't get to record, but when they announced the new expansion, they mentioned how it's ESO meets cosmic horror, which is like,
that's your thing.
That's me, bro. I'm all about cosmic horror, Bloodborne, like anything related. I mean, I probably fall asleep listening to cosmic horror stories every night. So super excited about that. And the new class looked really fucking sick. One thing I didn't know, obviously, is that it's been worked on for 2 years. I'm excited to try it. And if I do jump into ESO or ever like dabble in the game, even main it, I feel like I could main this class because of how it looked. And the combat director was explaining his like take on the sound of it, because I guess so the combat director, he was also explaining how sound of the new class, like how it has, like, once you put headphones on, like the skills have bass and shit, which I can already like see or hear it in the trailer they shown. Probably not as good as having like Sennheiser's on, but I'm excited for that because like I'm big into sound and shit too.
They invested a lot of time into like recording new sounds and experimenting with that, and then the colors too they were talking about too, like a new color palette and everything too. So everything's gonna be black, green, and purple.
Which
super
is
sick to me too. That's all us anyway.
Yep. So as a new player, like watching that definitely made me want to play ESO. Like seeing the trailers and stuff was just like, damn, I should I should give this another try and just see if it sticks this time around. I did think that we'd be able to like record, so maybe one of us could play and then the other could record the screen or something, and while getting thoughts as it's happening or as we're getting hands-on with the class, but that's not going to be possible. Last thing was they had a bar. We got like these wristbands that give us free drinks, and they had drinks themed of the new class and then something else. You got some other kind of drink.
The white gold fashion,
yeah.
which is from the white gold tower.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah.
The drink I got was okay as well. It was themed after the new class, the Arcanist, and it was green. It was cool looking, but the drink itself was a little mid. I ain't gonna lie. So we'll see you guys after playing the new class. Ladies and gentlemen, it is day 2 and we are back in the garage. Just to wrap up what day 2 was, day 1 was like the main event. Day 2 was at a bar?
Like a barcade?
Yeah, so we were under the impression that day 2 would be like another, not to sound rude, but like another important event where maybe we would get more information or hands-on with the game, but really it was just a hangout, which is cool for the community, but I'm in Vegas. I hate Vegas. I don't want to be here longer than I have to be, so since it was just a hangout and I don't really have friends within the ESO community, and we were just here for like the content, we're back. We're back to wrap this up and leave Vegas.
We're getting out of here ASAP.
So as a veteran, 8-year veteran at Critique City, what did you think about the event? Like your overall thoughts, not like details on the class and stuff yet, but just like overall thoughts on the event.
Yeah, so I thought it was cool that they did something this big for the community. It was the first in-person ESO event I'd been to, obviously the first one you'd been to.
Yeah.
Really cool seeing everyone show up and come out, and then I think the coolest part for me overall was just seeing like all the developers and other people that were part of the game just there and hanging out and interacting with the community. It really felt like they wanted to meet and talk to the players. I saw them asking a lot of questions directly to the players, kind of like doing an interview just with just random people. Hey, what do you like about the game? What don't you like? What do you want to see? So I think that was like my first kind of initial thing that I really liked about it. The decorations were really cool. Looked super professional. They had a bunch of mushrooms up on stage and stuff, and big statue, like a Cthulhu looking thing too. So it was really cool. It seemed super well done.
Yeah, I would agree. So as a new player, or kind of the same, it was ESO's first time doing this kind of thing, and then also for me, it was my first time being at an event like this for an MMO. And just first impressions, like it was just the vibe of the entire thing felt very mature and like classy. It didn't feel like what you would expect a room full of sweaty MMO players to feel like. We kind of joked about it, like what kind of people we expected to see there. We're gonna see like some fucking tryhards and shit. But I was like, nah, it's gonna be a room full of like people that you can tell have their 401ks. In fact, I think we were like some of the youngest people there, and we're in our late 20s. It just felt like it was a vibe, like straight up, it was just a vibe. They had drinks, the lights were all cool and dim and shit. I wish there were more of these. It felt like a very cool thing to do for the community. As someone who doesn't actively play ESO, the overall like experience of this event made me want to play ESO just because of like the community that was there and the way that the devs and stuff presented themselves and talked about the game, how passionate they seemed about it. Like all of that made me just be like, damn, like if I had to choose to play an MMO right now, I wouldn't mind being part of this community. This shit is sick. Now we should probably talk about our experience with actually playing the game and getting a first look at the Arcanist. Necrom, yeah,
the Necrom expansion, the new chapter.
For some reason I want to say like Necros or something. Yeah, the Necrom. So they call new expansions chapters. Is that what it is? Okay. Because I was kind of confused on that. I guess I'll let you share like your thoughts on it first.
Sure, yeah. So they gave us little color cards that were corresponding to each alliance, and they had 3 different VIP rooms set up. I think like 8 or 9 computers in each of them. They're all set up with like max level accounts, so like 3,600 champion points, all the skill points and everything. So that was kind of good and ready to go for us. I will say the experience going in was a little bit wonky, to say the least.
Yeah.
Our computers were signed out, so we only had 25 minutes to really get hands-on. So they had to disinfect the room, which was nice. Like, they made it really, we felt comfortable, clean in there. They made sure there weren't like anybody's like Cheeto fingers on the mice or the controllers or anything like that. So that was cool. So it felt like we really only got like 15-ish minutes when it was all said and done, I want to say.
You gonna hang in here or what? Sorry, we had a little interruption.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, so we got about 15 minutes, I want to say, to play with the class. When we logged in, none of the champion points and none of the skill points or attribute points were assigned. So we had to do that ourselves, kind of like choose our skills and everything. So I think a majority of the time, at least I know Cryy spent kind of figuring out what he wanted to spec it his character into and get that set up. I tried to help him out a little bit there.
Yeah. I felt bad like asking you because I'm like, this man, like he plays this game, he wants to get hands on, but I'm like, I'm over here bugging him, wasting his time to be like, hey, can you help me with this? Because I don't remember like how to spec and stuff. But yeah, I kind of felt bad, like I was bugging you. But
no, but I mean, they said that the playtest that we got to do was going to be on the test server on Monday. Sure. So I think we'll probably download that, hop in there, and explore a little bit more of what we got to. But initial impressions, the visuals and the sound, like they talked about in the chapter preview, really, they were spot on, super cool. Loved the colors and how the abilities looked. I spec'd my character in more of a damage spec, and then I just started teleporting around all the areas I could to explore as much and just see what the new landscape looked like. I tried to go into the new trial, which is what the raids are, the 12-man content. It looked like they only had the lobby there, and you try to walk in the door to enter, and then it would just kind of teleport you back out. So I don't think they were ready to show us just yet what that looked like, but the class seemed super fun to play. They had a teleport skill where you spawned a portal and jumped through it, and I think that's going to be really fun, like in PvP. And I don't know if other people can jump through it with you or not. I didn't get to test that out. So
like Wraith and Apex.
Oh yeah, exactly. So everyone can hop in with you. Yeah. What about you? What did you think of it?
What I didn't like was that we got 25 minutes, but it felt like 5 of those minutes was either kind of used for the disinfecting, either before us or after us, and then like he said, some of us were logged out, so we kind of had to wait for our accounts to get logged in. And then being a new player and kind of not really remembering ESO since that was like 2+ years ago, they said in the crowd like how you can spec a class to be either like tank, healer, DPS. So I personally wanted to try out the DPS form of this class. Right. And I did realize that I could. Once I was in game, I could spec it how I wanted to, but I was only given a staff. So it's like I had to play the mage build. I couldn't mess around with like a melee version of the class, which I don't know if that affects it in the long run, but I think the build I tried was the DPS build. Yeah. So, I mean, I did get to try some of the skills and stuff, but it just didn't feel like I got to try what I really wanted to, which was like a mixture of melee combat and the new skills. But I guess if I chose melee skills, it would have just been under like the melee combat skill, not the Arcanist.
So,
okay.
Yeah, so kind of the way they have it, if you wanted your great sword or your dual wield, they have a dual wield tree and a two-hander tree, and those each have abilities and ultimates associated with them. So typically in ESO, you're going to mix and match all those abilities together. So you could have done that, but they didn't give us like a one of each weapon pack to kind of mess with. The DPS spec came standard with just an Inferno staff, I think, and then a Resto on the back bar, I want to say.
So I guess maybe they're just like, we just want you to test the new Arcanist skills. Like, don't worry about
Don't worry about the weapon skills or anything like that.
So in that aspect, I guess it's kind of my fault for just being like, I want a melee. But someone lowered my graphics like the lowest settings. Really? And I'm like, why? Like these HyperX PCs, I'm sure they can run the highest settings because they want to show people like how beautiful the game can look and stuff. Yeah. And even when I tried to change it, it just wasn't changing. And I was like, fuck. Oh,
because mine was crisp. Like, dude, I had like crisp. HDR bloom on there and everything.
I looked to the left. I'm like, why does my game look like shit? And I looked to the left at yours. I'm like, bro, like that looks beautiful. Because after the presentation, I was getting like really hyped on the game. And then when I was seeing this low graphics, I was like, yeah, this shit, it ain't looking so good. And I looked at yours and I'm like, what the fuck? And I kept trying to change it and it wouldn't change. And also I was just thinking, man, am I really going to waste like another 5 to 10 minutes messing with the settings, trying to get hands-on with the class? It was like a lot of time was wasted messing with the settings and trying to spec the class, and then only getting like 5 to 10 minutes to run around the map and kill shit. And even trying to find mobs, not being familiar with this map, I felt like I wasted a few minutes just running around.
Yeah, I don't know if that's, I mean, it definitely said not final build on everything, but I was having the same trouble. Like, I found a few kind of mobs to kill, but I think all of us were logged into the same server and dropped in the same spot. So I think everything around us had already been killed when we finally got into it.
Because I saw other people, I'm like, okay, well, he's killing something, I'm not going to fuck with that.
Yeah.
So like a few minutes is me running somewhere and seeing someone busy with a mob, and I'm like, okay, let me go somewhere else on this map and try to find something. I did end up dying. Like, something killed me.
Something did.
Yeah, which I'm like, all right, I can't suck this bad. It was pretty fucking strong. It was like a mind flare type thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
They had some world bosses I saw. It didn't look like the world events were in the build, or I went to one and it wasn't, I guess, happening at that exact time, but I did go in and get killed by a world boss too.
Okay, so you died too.
Yeah,
I don't feel so
too.
bad.
Yeah.
We expected to have more of a hands-on with it. I mean, given 25 minutes, that's not a lot, but when you take into consideration like the disinfecting and building your class and messing with the settings and stuff, that took almost half of the time we had with the class. So we kind of walked out the room being like, well,
do we like it or not?
I can't really tell. Luckily, it goes in the public test server in a couple days, so I didn't want to talk about too much of what was shown in the live stream, because you guys can also watch the live stream or just go back and watch like the trailers. But being a new player, or kind of having the mindset as someone who's never really played it, not an active player, like I said, the community and the presentation made me want to play it, especially like the mixture of cosmic horror with this new expansion, because cosmic horror is like, that's just, I consumed some kind of cosmic horror content every day in my life, as weird as that sounds. Like, so this is right up my alley, and if I do end up playing the game, like, this is a class I would like to main. Also was surprised to hear this is something they've been working on for 2 years.
Yeah, they said they spent 2 years building this class and went through a bunch of different builds and tests, and we actually got to see a little bit of that. They were showing some of the early builds just on like some low poly models and how they were building it, and they talked a little bit about their design process and color choice and how they went through and decided how we're going to get these skills together. And that I think they went through saying like they wanted the focus to be, we wanted to build something that could be DPS, healer, or tank, rather than going in, we just want something on this theme, go crazy. Like they had some good pillars to really work with to start off designing this.
Yeah, there's a big difference between me and him, which is where I do like the story. Like, I like the story, I like lore. That probably keeps me playing games more so than like the gameplay itself. And he's all about like gameplay, combat, PvP, and hearing about the lore from the devs and the presentation was probably what got me most excited to want to dive back into this game. I don't know if you cared about that shit.
I will say that having seen all the people on live streams before, and then seeing them in person and getting to like say hello and shake their hands, and then doing the meet and greet with the voice actors and stuff, I might not skip through as much dialogue as I do, but I think this expansion particularly too, if we're gonna like try to play a little bit of it together, explore it, like, because you can play everything cooperatively too, I might not actually skip through the story and enjoy a little bit of this. It seemed cool. I mean, I was gonna say too, they even had Maluka, and we could edit that if that's the wrong name, but they had someone doing a lot of like the bard kind of tavern music live towards the end too. And that kind of hit me a little bit there. It felt real cozy and cool. They had the trumpets come up and the acoustic guitar, and I'm like, wow, hearing some of the in-game music live was really kind of like a surreal experience. And
that was also something that was done privately for those of us. It wasn't. I mean, wait, did she sing on the live stream?
No, it was towards the end. It was right before the giveaway at the end. It was at like 7-ish.
Yeah, so those of us that were like invited to this private event just got to experience like live performance of the music of Elder Scrolls Online. And that shit was just a vibe, because it was while everyone was drinking and just like eating this. And by the way, the food there, like if you had to rate it on catering to a large event on a tier list, I'd say it was like tier A or B.
Yeah, it was definitely up there, and I guess like to the veteran player too, they had the little like name cards that were associated with like either in-game recipes you could make or character names and stuff, so that was fun. And then they had drinks that were also themed towards some of like the dungeons and other stuff too. So everything being game themed really kind of brought you a little bit more, like you felt immersed in the event. You're like, I'm in Elder Scrolls for this few hours that I'm in this event. So that was really nice.
There was really no flaws here. Like they knew what they were doing, like from the wristbands that were customized to like.
Oh yeah, still got some of them on here too. We got the ESO logo on there too. Yeah.
Everyone that got in, and then even on our way out, we got these like Elder Scrolls arm bags, and I've been using mine all weekend, like just wearing it all weekend because it's super comfortable. It works for my camera and equipment, and it also came with a mug that says the Elder Scrolls Online. And then there was also merchandise, which I think I showed a bunch of the merch we were buying. I bought some shirts.
Okay.
You bought a necklace.
Yeah, I got a necklace with the Elder Scroll on it, and then we got a...
We got some beer glasses.
Beer glasses as
which
well.
I think I captured on camera the moment where I told him to put something in my bag?
Yeah.
And when you opened my bag, the beer glass that was in there basically like spring loaded just out of it and cracked on it just shattered on the floor, and everyone just got silent, and I'm just like, you know, of course, like we're trying to make footage.
Yeah.
So I looked at it in a positive way. I'm like, you know, this is kind of embarrassing, but at the same time, hey man, we got it on camera, and it just makes us look like idiots, but maybe people watching can like find that funny.
And if you were at the event and you're seeing this video, that was us who, you know, made everyone like duck and cover for a second, be like, who's throwing glasses around here? Yeah,
that was us. I heard 2 other glasses shattered
later in the night though.
So I was like, all right, we're not the only ones. Other people are breaking shit. We did end up speaking to someone, and she just kind of told us all about her Elder Scrolls experience and some of the things she wants the devs to change and stuff. And also she did win the raffle and told us what was in the goodie bag. And so they were giving away some cool ass shit.
Yeah, some art prints and some other themed items too. And it was just really cool. And it was great meeting someone else, another like veteran of the community, but someone in a completely different part of the game. Like they're real big into questing and role play and housing, and hey, I'm more on the trials and PvP side of the things. And then you being a new player, you're like, oh, really meeting that there's all these different types of people in the community, but they were all here at the same event. Interested and excited kind of for different reasons too.
People that were meeting with their guild there, like, and taking group pictures and shit. Like that was cool. You know, I was sitting there all alone. You were doing something, but I was like, oh man, like look at this. This is sweet.
It was great, yeah. And the fact that there were people that might have met someone from their guild or saw a friend there when they only said that they were doing like 300 tickets. It's kind of like wild considering it was like, I think like nationwide, anyone who's playing this thing on the NA server could have showed up there. So I thought that was cool too. And there were some other streamers and content creators there too. Not sure if they're covering the event or anything like that too, but it was cool to see and meet some of those people that, you know, maybe you look at their build videos or Twitch streams and stuff like that too. The game has been around for so long too, or the Elder Scrolls universe has been too, so everyone has their own unique experience with that, some dating back into the 90s even too. You know, games coming out before some of us were like born even too, so that's kind of why you get a wide swath of different people. So that was really cool to see.
Closing thoughts, being at this event made me want to play Elder Scrolls Online. Yeah, I'm at least gonna hop back into it for a little bit just to, you know, just to scratch the itch that I have now. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for inviting me, bro.
Thank you for being there, my friend.